5 modern soldiers walk freely inside the most powerful empire on Earth. They get closer to the Persian king than any enemy before them. But unknown to them, their mission is already being shaped by someone they trust.
Before Alexander the Great ever drew breath, before Greek armies marched east, there existed an empire so vast it stretched from the shores of Egypt to the mountains of India. This was the Achaemenid Empire, founded around 550 BC and destined to become the largest dominion the ancient world had ever seen. At its height, Persia controlled over 40% of the global population. Its roads connected distant provinces, its laws governed dozens of languages and cultures, its treasury held wealth beyond imagination. And at the center of this colossal machine sat one man, Darius I. Darius wasn't simply a king who inherited power, he seized it through cunning, through blood, and through an intelligence network that modern agencies would envy. He divided his empire into satrapies, provinces ruled by governors he personally appointed. But he trusted no one completely. Royal inspectors, known as the eyes and ears of the king, traveled constantly, reporting directly to Darius himself. This was a ruler who understood that empires fall not from external invasion, but from internal blindness. He built systems to see everything. Remember, this is still decades before Alexander the Great. Greece remains fragmented. Rome is barely a regional power. Persia stands unchallenged. And in an empire built to detect threats early, 5 strangers arriving at court does not go unnoticed.
Imagine this: 5 Navy SEALs, 3 men, 2 women, are transported back in time with a single objective: eliminate Darius I before his reign reshapes the ancient world. They carry no rifles, no explosives, nothing that would betray their origin. Their weapons are concealed blades, garrots, and small vials of poison extracted from plants that won't exist in Persian pharmacology for centuries. Their cover story is carefully constructed. They present themselves as merchants and scholars from distant lands beyond the empire's eastern borders, travelers seeking trade routes and royal patronage. The team leader, a 15-year special operations veteran, coordinates every movement. 2 operatives focus on reconnaissance, mapping palace layouts and guard rotations. The remaining 2 specialize in close-quarters elimination and extraction planning. Their training has prepared them for hostile environments, language barriers, and improvised operations. They've studied Persian customs, memorized key phrases, and practiced blending into crowds. The plan seems straightforward: gain access, identify vulnerabilities, remove obstacles, and strike when Darius is most exposed. The plan is precise, but it depends entirely on one thing: staying invisible. Weeks pass. The SEALs navigate Persian society with remarkable success. They attend markets, visit temples, and share meals with local merchants. Their foreign appearance draws curiosity, but not suspicion. Persia welcomes traders from all corners of the known world. Slowly, they climb the social ladder. A well-placed bribe here, a valuable gift there. They secure introductions to minor officials, then to palace administrators, then to members of the royal household staff. Their breakthrough comes when a Persian noblewoman takes interest in their supposed trade goods. She offers to become their guide and intermediary at court, a gesture of hospitality that seems almost too convenient. Her name is Roxana. She's graceful, educated, and disarmingly warm. She explains palace protocols, warns them about political rivalries, and opens doors that would have taken months to unlock otherwise. She arranges their accommodations closer to the palace complex and ensures they receive invitations to royal gatherings. The team accepts her help gratefully. She appears harmless, a widow seeking purpose, a woman navigating a male-dominated court by making herself useful to foreigners. They conduct background checks within their limited means. She seems legitimate, connected, yes, but not dangerously so. They begin to trust her. What the team doesn't know is that access always comes at a price. The eliminations begin. First, a palace guard commander. His death appears to be a riding accident, his horse spooked by a snake, throwing him against rocks. The snake was placed deliberately. The rocks were chosen carefully. Next, a treasury official who controlled access to the inner palace. He dies in a house fire that consumes his private residence. Investigators conclude he fell asleep near an oil lamp. The seals know the lamp was never lit by his hand. A third target, a senior advisor who schedules Darius's private audiences, succumbs to food poisoning. In an era before microscopic analysis, such deaths invite suspicion but rarely proof. Each elimination is surgical. No witnesses, no evidence, no connection to the foreign traders enjoying Persian hospitality. The team communicates through subtle signals during public gatherings. Progress reports are exchanged in coded glances. Morale is high. They believe the path to Darius is opening. If you're finding this video intriguing, please like the video and subscribe. But accidents have a way of revealing patterns, and someone is already connecting them. The team leader spends more time with Roxana. It begins as operational necessity. She has access he needs. She knows schedules, personalities, weaknesses within the court hierarchy. But conversations extend beyond intelligence gathering. He finds himself discussing leadership burdens, the weight of decisions that cost lives, the isolation of command. She listens without judgment. She shares her own stories of loss, her husband, her family's declining status, her struggle to maintain dignity in a world that offers women few paths to power. He doesn't share mission details, he's too disciplined for that, but he shares frustrations, concerns about timing, observations about specific guards, comments about which routes feel safest. He believes he's venting harmlessly to someone who couldn't possibly understand the significance of what he's saying. He's wrong. Without realizing it, he's just given away more than any weapon ever could. In the throne room of Persepolis, Darius receives daily reports. The deaths have not escaped his attention. 3 officials, all with palace access, all within weeks of each other. His advisors urge visible responses, increased guards, public investigations, displays of strength. Darius refuses. He understands something his advisors do not. Visible reactions create visible targets. Panic reveals weakness, and weakness invites true enemies to act. Instead, he issues quiet instructions. Certain corridors receive additional patrols, but only at night. Specific servants are replaced without explanation. Guest movements are tracked more carefully, not by guards, but by household staff who report to the eyes and ears. Court life continues unchanged. Feasts proceed, audiences are granted, the foreign traders remain welcome. But behind the marble walls, a net is being woven. The calm doesn't mean safety, it means preparation. The seals identify their opportunity. Darius will attend a private ceremony in a smaller temple complex. Fewer guards, limited exits, predictable timing. Roxana confirms the schedule. The team prepares for extraction. 2 operatives scout escape routes through the city's eastern gates. Another secures horses at a predetermined location. But something feels wrong. The eastern merchants they've befriended become distant. Conversations grow shorter. Eye contact is avoided. One escape route, a drainage tunnel they'd mapped weeks earlier, is suddenly blocked by construction that wasn't announced. Guard rotations shift unpredictably. Familiar faces disappear from patrol schedules. The team leader notes these changes, but attributes them to normal palace fluctuations. They've come too far to abort now. They finalize their approach. The ceremony is tomorrow night. The path looks open, but in Persia, open paths are rarely unguarded. The night arrives. The team moves through shadows, approaching the temple through a servant's corridor Roxana had identified weeks before. They reach the inner chamber. Darius stands near an altar, his back partially turned, attended by only 3 visible guards. The leader gives the signal. 2 operatives advance with blades drawn. Then the doors seal behind them. Persian soldiers emerge from concealed positions, not rushing, not shouting, but moving with terrifying discipline. They've been waiting. The SEALs fight with everything their training provides. One soldier falls to a perfectly placed strike, another hesitates and pays with blood. But the numbers are overwhelming. Within 90 seconds, one SEAL is dead, another bleeds from multiple wounds. The remaining 3 are forced to their knees, weapons stripped, arms restrained. Darius hasn't moved from the altar. He watches with the patience of a man who expected exactly this outcome. The mission has collapsed, not in chaos, but in silence. And only now does the leader realize this was never a coincidence. The leader kneels before the Persian king, blood dripping from a wound above his eye. Footsteps approach from behind. Roxana walks into his field of vision. She's calm, composed. Her expression holds neither triumph nor cruelty, only the quiet satisfaction of completed duty. She speaks, and her words are translated by a court interpreter. "I was assigned to you before you ever reached the city gates. Every word you spoke, every route you mapped, every concern you shared, it reached the king before sunset each day." The leader's mind races backward through every conversation, every moment of trust, every piece of information he'd considered harmless. None of it was harmless. She continues, "Persia does not guess at threats. We cultivate them, we watch them grow, and we harvest them when the time is right." Darius finally speaks, a single sentence that needs no translation in its intent. The prisoners are taken away. But the real defeat isn't capture, it's understanding how long this was planned. Darius I survives. His reign continues for another decade. His empire remains the greatest power on earth. The reforms he implements, the roads, the laws, the administrative systems, will endure for generations. And this is still before Alexander the Great. History remains unchanged. Perhaps it was always meant to. 5 soldiers came from the future to change history and were defeated by an empire that mastered patience. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. These deep dives take effort, and your support truly means a lot. Please like the video, subscribe, and help us keep exploring these fascinating what-if scenarios.